Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Milk Room Podcast. My name is Kimberly. I am your host, and I'm sitting here today with Brooke.
Brookes Ibala. You call me Brookie.
Brookie, like a Brookie cookie, brownie cookie.
Exactly.
Right? It's so nice to meet you.
So nice meeting you too.
I know you're very lovely. I heard that you are
I'm a stylist and I'm a designer.
Oh my God, I love that. How did you start your journey in styling?
For styling, for fashion in general, I've always loved it since I was little. So I grew up watching shows like Project Runway.
Love Project Runway.
That was like me and my mom's thing. And America's Next Top Model.
Me too. Oh my God.
I know they're like canceled, but like it was good.
I don't care.
Like, it was good at the time,
right? And I was just talking about the other day that I lived like my favorite moment was always the photo shoots. Like
yes, like the challenges.
Yes.
That was like my favorite. I just like fell in love with like the process. So
right.
like I got to see like the process of all the shoots, but then with Project Runway, I got to see the process of them like making clothes. So then ever since then, I was just like, yeah, fashion, that's gonna be my thing, and then I stuck with it.
Oh my God, I love that because I feel like media is so important when it shapes us as artists, and that's just like it's so exciting. I'm curious to know, where are you originally from?
So I'm from San Diego, California. I'm born and raised, but I do come up to like Los Angeles a lot because I have like a lot of like friends and family here. So I feel like I grew up like going like back and forth.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're not a Los Angeles native?
I'm not.
Girl, that's crazy. I mean,
really? Do you think I am?
Yeah.
Am I giving like
you
LA?
do kind of give like the little LA vibe in the best way though.
Really?
Like,
Thank
you definitely
you.
have. But honestly, like I've never been to San Diego. Like I did not have my green card, so I could not go for a really long time.
That's okay.
And that's okay.
But, I mean, like I feel like people in San Diego were very much like just chill.
I love that.
It's like
a beach town.
Kind of. It depends like what part of San Diego too, but I feel like everyone there is just kind of just like chill. Like we're just like whatever.
And how's like the creative community? Like, is it a thing? Like, does that even exist over there, or do people typically drive up here for that?
I feel like so I follow a lot of like stylists and like I guess a lot of people who are like up there in the like industry who live in LA, and a lot of them actually like the ones that I follow, like they're from San Diego originally. So I feel like a lot of us like go to Los Angeles because there's more opportunity there.
Of course.
But I feel like the San Diego like fashion community, like art community, like it's there.
It's there.
We're just really tiny.
Yeah.
So
That makes
but
sense.
it's growing like slowly.
Yeah.
But I just like love the community over there because we're all kind of like-minded, like the same minded. Like we're always like, yeah, we just want to support like San Diego artists, like brands and stuff. Like it's really a good community to be a part of.
That makes me happy to hear because I'm always so curious to even know if like other cities have like creative communities. Like of course they do, but I feel like, you know, when you're like in such a big metropolis like New York or Los Angeles, like you'd think it's only there, but you know, like you can get inspiration, you can get support from a lot of like your local places. So I'm curious to know, was there a lot of competition? You know, like did you guys, I don't know, like is there a lot of, you know, similar behaviors from LA to like in San Diego? What's it like?
I wouldn't say like there's not really like competition. So I currently go to Mesa College, so I'm studying fashion merchandising, and I am taking like some design classes.
Ooh.
But honestly, everyone there, like you would think it would be like kind of like competitive because we're like, oh, like we're all fashion majors, like we want the same jobs, we want the same things. But honestly, the people that I've met there, they're literally the most supportive, like amazing people. So I want to say like San Diego is just really like community based. So a lot of people that I meet, they're always telling me like, oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, they're always just like telling me like, oh, like if you want to like work with me, like blah blah blah, like we're always like inviting each other to like each other's shoots and stuff. Like it's never just like gatekeepy, if that makes sense. Like we want everyone to be we want to be involved. Like even like some of my friends from school, like a lot of us are like stylists, so of course there's naturally going to be like I guess competition for those jobs, but a lot of us are like, let's collaborate together. Like I have like a really big archive of clothes, and it's always like open to anybody. Like people like will come to me and ask me, they're like, can I borrow something? I'm like, take it. Like literally just take it. Like I love like helping everybody out.
I love that. And I think we need that in the industry, because like I think so many people start and they have nobody to go to. They don't know where to start. So in your journey, how did you come in touch with your creative side as a stylist and a designer?
As a designer, okay, so for like the design part, my grandma, she actually taught me how to sew.
I love that.
So I kind of grew up like designing and a lot of that. Like my mom was very supportive of me, so just creating and designing has always been a part of me. And then as for like the styling aspect, wait, sorry, what's the question again?
It's okay. Just how did you come to be a stylist or be a designer? Like, how did that come up in your life? Was it in your childhood? Did it develop?
Oh yeah, so it was like my childhood, but then styling kind of came a little later. I don't know exactly how it kind of just hit me. I just started doing like fun projects like styling. Like I found that I love like going to different brands and designers and like putting those pieces together rather than making them. So I kind of fell in love with the art of that. When I was in high school, I actually had 2 really good opportunities. I feel like it really shaped my like who I am now and like career wise. So I got to work with Hollister as a brand agent.
No way.
Yeah.
How did you get that opportunity?
Oh, so basically, well, at first I thought it was a scam.
I'm dead.
I thought it was a scam because I saw an ad on TikTok and it was all like, oh, like join like Hollister, blah, 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 like become a brand agent, like all this marketing stuff. And I was like,
because they do be scamming.
Yeah, they do be scamming. They get people.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, I'll just apply. And then I got an email back and I was like, okay.
That's such like a beautiful testimony, because I feel like it's like when people like apply to scholarships or something and they're like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna get it, and it's like you just never know unless you apply, unless you put yourself out there and try.
Yeah, and I honestly didn't expect anything out of it, but they just kept calling me back for like interviews. Ooh. And I was like, oh, okay. And then so there's like 2 teams. There's like the West Coast and East Coast team. So the manager for the West Coast, he called me up and he was like, do you have time to chat? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, congrats, like you made it into the program.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I was at work and I was like,
you're like, like what happened?
What?
Yeah.
What program? Like, I didn't think it was going to happen. It was just like on like a whatever, I'll like try it out.
Yeah.
But
that's how the best things happen though.
Yeah. It was like the best year of my life. I remember it was like my junior year. So basically what we do, we were like in-person marketers for Hollister. So we would do giveaways. We would post on social media. We get like free clothes. Yeah. We give away free clothes.
Of
just
course.
basically like make a community, like spread the Hollister community. But I think my favorite project that we did was our ending one. So they flew us out to New York. It was like my first time there. It was so exciting.
So exciting. Especially like as a high school student. Like,
yeah.
Right? 'Cause you said you were a senior?
I was a junior, actually.
Girl, junior, like, you're like, whoa.
So I was a junior, and our last project was, I mean, there was like different teams. So there was like fashion, gaming, sports. Obviously, I was fashion. So we got to actually go to like Ohio and go to like the Abercrombie headquarters.
Okay.
And see like their whole warehouse. We got to see like how the clothes are made. There was this just room full of like textiles.
Isn't like the Abercrombie like because I do know the headquarters are there. Isn't it like a university campus? I heard that it looks like a university campus.
Girl, there was scooters everywhere. We were scootering around like to get across like the like buildings. Their cafeteria was huge.
Oh my god. And that must have been so overwhelming, you like as a high school student, to have that opportunity and kind of get, like a preview of what this world is like, How were you able to handle that and deal with that?
Honestly, I feel like in the moment, I didn't really appreciate it as much as I did now. Like, I was kind of just like, oh, that's cool. Like, we're in Ohio. We're, like, getting to see, like, all the fabrics. But I did kind of have, like, a bad experience, like, in my high school that I love Hollister. Hollister, like, I'm not biased. Like, I love their clothes. But at the time, a lot of people were like, oh, like, Hollister's not cool. Like, they don't have clothes. So when I would do, like, activations at my school, sometimes the audience wouldn't give me like a good reaction. Like I would get like comments.
Aww.
So I think
that's never okay.
During the time, like I still appreciated it, but I didn't fully do it because I was like kind of like embarrassed.
That's not your fault though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's not your fault that I think like others were raining on your parade, because what you did was huge. Like, I don't think anybody at your school was out there doing that. So, you know, like I just like, I want to validate the fact that, you know, like you did such a great job.
Thank you.
And, you know, like you deserve that. Like, and like nobody deserves to rain on your parade, you know?
Yeah.
But so how has your journey continued as a stylist since then?
So after that, they flew us out to New York, and we actually got to like design and get a piece like manufactured and showcase it. So that was pretty cool. So that gave me a taste of like what my future could be like. I could be like, I love like designing clothes and just seeing it actually being made into a sample, and then people like getting to like look at it and like enjoy it, like was amazing. So after that, I actually worked with Disney.
That's so crazy. Was it for like a specific movie, or like, you know, like what kind of work did you do with them, or are you not allowed to talk? Because I know that they be having crazy NDAs.
Oh, girl, I decided NDA.
Okay.
I'm an open book.
It's on the record.
I get sued after this,
right, girl? Please.
I'm just kidding.
Girl.
But they actually have this program, and it's called the Disney Dreamers Program.
Okay.
So they select 100 high school students, and they fly them out to Disney World for like, I think it was like 3 or 4 days.
Is that the program where you work there?
No, it's not when you work there, but they basically just bring in a bunch of like guest speakers, like from the industry, like anywhere. So there was like lawyer or people who want to be lawyers, doctors there, like veterinarians. So they fly us out, and then it's kind of just like this dream, like it's just like an amazing experience.
That's crazy.
We got to like go to all the parks.
And how were you able to go from Hollister to Disney? Like, styling wise, did you have to pitch? Did you apply? How was that?
So that I actually had to apply. I actually found out about the Disney Dreamers program from a girl that I met in Hollister.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we still keep in touch today. It's
I
like
love
cute.
that.
Yeah. So I actually found it out through her because she actually did the program her, I think, freshman year, but that was like COVID year, so it kind of got like a little wonky.
Of course.
So I applied again. Didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
And then one day my mom comes into my room and she's like, oh, you got it like a package from Disney. And I was like, huh? I was like, oh.
You're like, what did I apply to that again?
I was like, wait, what? I was like, what was that?
Yeah.
And then it was basically like all the paperwork that we had to do.
What?
It was like this whole process.
That's
beautiful. I got to bring my mom.
That's beautiful.
That was fun.
She was
having the time of her life. Because like our schedule, like the Disney Dreamers, we were packed.
Ooh.
She was like sending me pictures. She's like in the animal kingdom. She's like,
girl, I bet she ate good too. Like, I bet she ate such good food.
Yes,
I
good
know.
food.
But so, where does your journey lead you now? Like, where are you now in your styling journey?
Right now, I feel like a lot of opportunities have opened up to me. I have been doing a lot of like test shoots, and this like I've been traveling a lot too. So I've been getting like opportunities that I'm really grateful for. Like. In like Tokyo and like all these like other places.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, so right now I've just been like styling. I directed my first like fashion film.
Really?
Yeah.
And what is it about?
Well, it's inspired by this song that I heard. It's called like Wasp by P1 Harmony. They're like one of my favorite artists. But one of my goals this year was to actually just like create, like just like do it, like if I had the idea, just create it. And that's what I did. So I pushed through this project.
And is there anywhere we can watch that project?
Yes, so it's actually not out yet, but I posted the teaser video. Yeah, the teaser video, it's on my Instagram, but the video is going to be posted on my YouTube and my Instagram. So there's 2 versions. There's going to be one on my Reels and one on my YouTube.
I love it. Ah! That's so crazy. And what inspired, like you said, you were inspired by this song.
Yes.
And what is the song about?
I'm not really sure. I just really liked like the beat, and I just really like the beat and like the vibes of the song, that like just an image popped into my head. And I feel like I get inspired by music a lot. So I really want to work with like musical artists. Like that's one of my goals as a stylist. Like that's what I want to do.
What you're saying is so important, because I feel like I can't stop talking about it. Just about how music really opens up, like it opens one up to creativity. Like the way I fell in love with creativity was through music, you know. And I know that we're in a stagnant place in society where like we're just, there's such an oversaturation of things we already have, and I think there's so many people that need to be heard, and it makes me happy that you as a creative want, like, you see that, you know, you see that gap in our industry, you know, because I think like music is what inspires us and what keeps us going, you know, like
Literally,
you don't even need an explanation for the song, you know. It's like
no, I
just felt it.
I just like had the image in my head and I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So actually, like, that video, at first it was just gonna be like one video. I really wanted it to like tell a story. So I wanted to combine like storytelling and like music and like fashion and like all of that. And I was like, how can I like continue this story? Yeah. So I actually have 2 more videos like in the works right now.
How exciting.
So it's like a 3-part thing, and the one coming out is actually supposed to be like the ending. So we're going backwards in time.
What?
Yeah.
I love that. That's so interesting. That's so creative. Like,
thank you.
We need that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
Yeah.
I think some people feel scared to just try things. Like, you said something so important, like, just do it. Like, that's even something I'm telling to myself, like, because I feel like I've neglected my own creative side, and anybody does this, you know, because we don't live in a society where that's supported or, like, you know, encouraged.
Yeah.
So I think just do it is such a good advice for
Literally.
people that are creative and that just, you know, because I feel like we see other people on social media and we see them grow, and we're like,
and you're
what
like,
are
I
they
want to
doing?
be like that.
Yeah,
you know?
like, what are they doing that I'm not doing, you know? And it's just doing something.
Yeah, I think it's really just like change your mindset. Like, even if it's like good or bad, just keep creating things. Just keep doing shoots. Keep yourself busy. Keep yourself creative.
No, literally, because I feel like that I did the same thing when I was younger that you
Yeah.
did. It was collaborating with my own friends. Like, it literally,
that's how you start.
literally, and exactly America's Next Top Model. Like, in Project, like, those were things that inspired me, you know? Exactly, right? Like, media is so important. And, you know, like, I feel like we just are losing such touch with humanity that, like, I'm so happy to see this craving for more, you know? And I just want to ask you, is there a project that you're the most proud of?
Proud of currently? Yes. So I was talking about it earlier, but I actually got the opportunity to style a shoot in Tokyo.
Oh my god, I know.
And I absolutely like love Tokyo, and I love like the fashion there. Like, I feel like my style is like heavily inspired by like Japanese fashion.
I
like,
can see it in your
Harajuku.
lashes.
Really?
Yeah,
Thank you.
I can tell. I'm like, I can tell
Thank
just
you
by your
so
eyelash style.
Thank you so much. So I think I was really proud of that shoot because I kind of just flew there on a whim. Not on a whim, but what is it? But like my dad actually lives there, so I was like,
interesting.
Oh, like, I'll just like go for this shoot, like nothing else. It's just for this shoot. Like, I didn't get paid or anything, but the people that I met and the experience that I got, honestly, like,
it's enough payment in
it's
itself.
enough payment for me.
You had your little lost in translation moment, I bet. Like, have you ever seen that movie?
Oh my god, no, but I know what you're like talking about.
Yeah, it's so aesthetic. You have to watch it. You may even
I'm
find
so
like
down.
such cool inspo there. I actually have heard a lot of people say that Tokyo is ahead when it comes to fashion. Like, they're
most
really
definitely.
leading it. Yeah, they're definitely
like,
leading
girl,
it.
I saw little kids on the street. I was like, why is he dressed better than I am?
I'm dead.
I'm like, why does he? I'm like, I need to step it up.
Exactly, because I feel like their society is changing a lot.
Yeah.
So I think like
the fashion
especially, you know, like their society is growing because, you know, they're having less kids. So I think like they're finding ways to keep their culture moving, and they're just evolving, and that's kind of what we're doing here too.
No, I love that.
Literally, do you sell any designs by any chance?
So right now I'm not selling like any designs, but I do like custom work. So I do have people who come to me and they ask me to make something, and I'll be like, yeah, I got you. But it's kind of like on the low. I don't really like tell people that yet, because I feel like right now I'm mainly focused on like the styling side of like what I do. Yeah. But they also kind of go like hand in hand, because for some shoots I'm like, I want this piece, like this specific piece in my head.
And
I don't have it.
Yeah, and nobody
but
can
I can.
Yeah, but you can, exactly.
I can create it.
Yeah, you can just like, you know, it's good that you're not putting that pressure on yourself, because when you're creative and you have so many talents, it's so normal to kind of overwork yourself. And you know, and like that creates like drainage and creativity. So is there any way in which you organize your time creatively as a designer and as a stylist, so you can give equal energy to each?
Yeah, so I feel like my schedule is like really packed. So I have a part-time job, and then I also go to school. And I also do like boxing.
Yeah.
So I'm like training like a lot of the days.
That's so good.
And
girl.
then
we all need self-defense.
Oh no, it's really good. We were talking about this off camera, but you're saying about discipline. It's really good for your like discipline. So like I feel like when I started boxing, I feel like I got more disciplined with like my creative stuff.
You know, that's such an interesting story because I'm the same way. Like
Really?
I feel like if I don't exercise, everything else in my life is not in control and I can't be creative.
Like it's so weird.
It's so weird. You need that. Like, you know, like at least 3 to 4 times a week. I'm like, I need to be active. Like I need to walk every day because when you're creative, even I've been understanding these things myself for my own personal life, but for example, I have someone that was trying to help me with my resume.
Yeah.
And they were telling me, they're like, I can tell you're creative. Like, you don't need a job in an office. Like, you need to be moving around, you know?
Oh my gosh,
so
I kind of love that.
It's true.
That's kind of cute.
Right? It's so cute. Like, when you're a creative person, people could just smell it off of you, you know? So I think, like, you know, it's so important to allocate a lot of time like to your creativity and also time for yourself. Like you can't be creative if you're not fostering yourself.
No, yeah, I think what like made me more like I guess disciplined with my creativeness was like I was like I'm going like 5 days at the gym and I can't like make time to do like my creative work.
Exactly.
I'm like, wait, hold on. Right? Give me
there's no excuse.
Yeah, I was like, wait, there's no excuse. So then I just somehow like naturally like found the time. I'm also like in my like free time or like anytime, like I'll just like be consuming anything like fashion related. So I'll watch like a video about fashion or I'll watch like a fashion show, and I feel like that's always like, or like a fashion podcast too. I feel like that also helps me stay and like inspired and like motivated to keep on creating.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because you haven't been in like college that long, right? Like, or how long have you been going for?
So this is my 2nd year in college.
Oh God. Will you be transferring? Will you be graduating? How's that working?
That's kind of up in the air right now.
Understandable.
I do want to get like my bachelor's, but I also kind of just want to like jump in. I want to like take a leap in.
I know.
I feel like I've been like working so hard like towards like all my styling stuff, and like I have some like exciting opportunities that are like coming up and like lining up. So
you know, and like not all people need that. I've actually met some people that they told me they're like, I didn't even finish my degree because everything, like all the people that I needed to meet, I met them there, you know? So it's like you just have to see where your own journey is taking you and see what, you know, what your heart tells you to do, you know? Because sadly there's no right and wrong, and I found myself in this predicament where like I feel like there is a right and wrong answer for things, but there isn't.
There isn't.
Exactly. But I wanted to ask you, you know, as a woman in this industry, how do you keep your confidence, you know, when you're constantly being exposed to other people, especially, you know, women, you know? Because I feel like there's so much competition.
Yeah, it can be hard. I think when I was younger, I feel like I would compare myself a lot, like just to like other stylists and other like girls. I was like blah blah blah, but I don't know, something in me like switched. I think it also when I started boxing, because I started boxing around like a year and a half ago, I just naturally like gained that confidence. Like I feel like I kind of found myself, if that makes sense. Yeah. And I'm just so like content with like who I am, because I know who I am.
Yeah.
And with myself that like I don't really like compare myself with anybody anymore.
That's beautiful.
And I also have a very supportive like community around me. Like I have really supportive friends and everything. So I feel like they also help me like keep me like grounded and just like, you're a baddie, like like they hype me up.
That's beautiful, because I think so many people have such bad experiences, you know, and you know, these people that support you, are they people also like in the community, or are they just like your personal friends?
So I want to say it's like half and half. So I have a lot of friends like in like the fashion industry who are like so supportive of me, but I think it's my friends like outside of that. Like they're always like my closest friend group, like 2 of them are like nurses, 1 of them's like an accountant, so they have really like, you know, big girl jobs. Like they have like the office jobs. So sometimes I'm like with them, I'm like, why are you hanging out with me? Like I'm just like a fashion student, I don't know what's going on.
I'm dead.
And I remember my friend, she told me, she's all like, no, Brooke, we talk about you all the time. Like we think like you're so cool. Like the fact that you're like doing all this and you're doing all these shoots and everything, and the fact that you're like working hard towards it, they're like, we think that's like amazing. Like because for them, like I feel like for like a nurse and like accountant, you can just go to school and, you know, there's like a process for that. But I feel like as a creative person, there's not really like a set in stone.
Yeah, there really isn't.
You know,
I know.
You could do anywhere, any direction. Exactly. There's not like I'm gonna be successful. Like that's how you're gonna do it.
Yeah, there's no beginning and there's no end. Like
Yeah.
it's just like you just go somewhere. You know, like oh my God, that's wonderful.
That's something she like said that stuck with me a lot, and it really means a lot to me. So the fact that they're just like so supportive, like. She also makes nails, so anytime like I need a shoot,
they are creative.
Oh yeah, they're creative. They're creative. They're just like disguised as nurses.
Literally, that would be me in another lifetime. But no, I'm like, no, I can't do that. But I want to know, just what your fashion inspirations are right now. Do they reflect your styling, or do you usually do you take other people's, you know? I don't know, like clients or like their insight or their wants.
I feel like if I do have like a shoot that I'm working with like a client, I try to, you know, obviously like style like based around like their style and what they want, but I also want to add like little elements of like Brookie. So I like saying like I like can Brookify things. That's like my little phrase. I'll be like, or for my film, I said welcome to like the Brookieverse, like the Brookie like film universe.
I love
you
that.
know,
Branding is important.
Yeah.
As a stylist, is there something in your own personal branding that has helped you maybe obtain more clients?
I think so too. I think it's people resonate me with like pink a lot, because pink is like, it's like my favorite color. I'm kind of wearing her right now. Like I own like everything pink. And there's this like one instance where I was like, oh, I know the pink thing is sticking, because I was in Tokyo. Actually, I'm going to keep talking. I'm sorry.
I
Tokyo.
love it.
I love
Keep
Tokyo.
talking about it. Give me 14 months.
I was in Tokyo, and I was at this like trade show, and I met this designer, and she owns like a brand in Korea, and we were just like talking, and she just kept pointing out like my pink stuff. Like I had like my little glasses on me that day, I had like my pink phone, I had pink everything. And then literally a couple days later, she is posting a recap of like the event, like, oh my gosh, like it was so fun meeting everybody, blah blah blah. And then at the end, I translated it, and it was like, oh, it was so nice meeting this pink stylist from, or like this pinky like stylist from California. And I was like, is that me?
That's so
Is she talking about me? Because I was like, if there's someone else, like a pink stylist from California, then I'm like, wait, what?
Right? And if someone remembers you,
Yeah.
that's how you know, like, you're going in the right spot. Because I think, like, when you're forgettable, even they tell you this in modeling, like, if you're forgettable, if your face is forgettable, like, goodbye. Like, you know, like, this is not the industry for you. You know what I mean? So, and it's beautiful because you're staying with who you are. So, what advice would you give someone that is having a tough time, I think, trying to make it, like, in the fashion world?
Trying to make it in the fashion world, I think I want to say like just do it, like just go out there and like keep creating, like put yourself out there, because I started doing that and I didn't realize like people are actually like perceiving me, like people are actually like pay attention.
Yeah.
So if you put yourself out there and just keep doing that, like someone's gonna notice you, people are gonna notice you. And like sometimes I don't even realize that, because like I'll just like post on my story and I'm like blah 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 blah, and then I'll see someone, like one of my mutuals, like in person or something, and they'll be like, oh, like you were traveling or you're doing all these like shoots and stuff. And I was like, oh, you actually like pay attention.
Yeah, they like keep up with you.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't know, like, because like, you know, some people don't like your stories, like they don't comment, like, so you don't know.
They're like ghost followers.
Yeah, but then you see
watching
them,
yeah,
and then they're like blah 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 this, and I was like, oh, you're actually like paying attention to me. Like,
I love
yay.
that. Yeah, no, exactly. I know. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to think what else to talk to you about.
Oh no, it's okay.
Like, I just
about a
feel like
lot.
you're like, no, it's not even that. Like, I think you're so interesting because
Thank you.
you're living in your truth, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, because I'm just like you in the way where I'm realizing that in order to make my dreams come true, it's okay that I'm doing like 1,000 different things to make sure I'm doing that, you know? Because I feel like part of being creative is knowing that you're not going to get paid every time, you know?
No.
But just because you don't get paid, it doesn't mean that like that your work is not important and that it's not going to come back in the future and provide you a better opportunity.
No, because I've done like free shoots for people, and what I love is that like a lot of times like they'll like come back.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, we want to work with you again. And that's something that's very important to me, because I feel like my relationships, not only like my friendship ones, but also my professional ones are really important to me. So the fact that like people will reach out more than once to me just means a lot, even if it's free.
Yeah, of course.
Because it has led to like paid opportunities.
It does lead to paid opportunities, because that's something I think that's a misconception that I had, that I was like, oh my god, I'm putting in all this work, I don't see like the fruits of my labor, like I want to quit, you know. But I think a lot of people should realize that like just because you're not getting money doesn't mean you're not getting something of value.
No, yeah, I think I was like in that mindset too when I first started out. I was like, I'm like putting in so many hours, putting so many times for this, and I'm not getting paid. Like, I'm kind of like, but then I went to an event in San Diego. One of my favorite fashion designers, his name is Kenneth Barlis, and he's actually from San Diego as well. And he was having an event right across from my boxing gym.
Interesting.
Funny story. So after boxing, I went to his little fashion show, and I got to meet and talk to him. And I asked him, I was all like, you know, like, I'm not getting like paid. Like, what changed? Like, when like you started getting paid from doing like free stuff to like, when do you know? And then he was just like, he just told me, he was like, just do it because you love it, and the money comes.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I started doing that, and it has been coming. And I was like, oh, that is so weird.
It's definitely like you said, it's an attitude change. It's
Yeah.
like an energy change, because I feel like when you're coming out of like, you're putting yourself out there and you're in this lacking state where you just think there's nothing for me out there, like nothing's good enough, I'm not good enough, like you're not gonna find anything when you're like that, you know. Like you have to be positive, because then like those positive things will come to you. Like people will be attracted to you if you're positive, you know. Like totally. Like I don't know, I find it myself too, like it'll be, I think, when I'm in my truth and just being myself, that's when people come up to me the most.
No, literally. And wait, sorry. My hair was like...
It's okay. Your hair's so pretty, though. It's so long
Thank
and healthy.
You. Oh, I just had to get, like, a haircut, though.
I know. You do. It took me a long time to realize that you actually need to trim your hair to have it long and pretty.
Yeah, it was dead for a little bit, and then I was like, I need to, like, chop it all off.
I know, me too. I actually just cut mine from, like, really here to here, because I'm, like, especially because, like, in order to fulfill my creativity, like, makeup, I'm like, I need less hair. Like, I need less stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, I can't do it. Yeah. But also my confidence changed with my haircut.
Oh, you know what's crazy? Like, kind of off topic, but when I got my haircut, I actually decided to go to, like, a beauty school in, like, San Diego, get my haircut. It was only $20, guys.
No way.
But I literally loved, like, my hairstylist. Like, she's, like, the cutest person, like, in the world. Like, we were just, like, chatting it up. And now, like, it's, like, a connection I have to, like, use, like, in the future, like, for, like, projects. Like,
I know.
I feel like
that's something
anywhere you could, like...
You brought up such a good thing, too, because I realized that, like, being creative, it's so good to know people that have different skills than you, because you always need a team. Like, you never know who you're going to need for something, because I feel like, for example, like, a photo shoot, like, it definitely needs more than the model and the photographer. Like, you literally need more people than that. Like, you need a team, you know? Like, because there's somebody out there that's going to tell you, hey, you have something on your teeth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the photographer won't be able to see that, and you can't be mad at them for that. Yeah, they're focused on making sure that the picture is good. They can't look at every single detail from that little, that little hole, you know?
Yeah. And then, like, that also, like, kind of reminds me of, like, when I put together, like, my first film. Like, that was my first time ever putting a shoot together myself. Like, I'm usually the one being asked to, like, join, but this time it was me, like, finding the location, finding the right team, and I think I put together a really great team. I'm really grateful for them. My photographer, actually, so the film has some fire elements in it, so I didn't have money for, like, a pyrotechnician. But I found out that she was basically a pyrotech. Like, she came in prepared with her, like, gasoline. She had, like, a tiki torch for the fire, like, everything.
And that's why you need your team, because you can't do everything alone, and that's okay.
Yeah,
like, you know,
as much as you want to, you can't.
You can't. But, Brooke, I'm so grateful. Or Brookie.
Oh,
Brookie,
yes.
I'm so grateful that you took the time and the long, long drive to come and talk to me today. You've been very lovely, and I wish you luck in all your future endeavors. And also, send us the link on where we can see your
Oh my god,
films.
yes, I got you.
Awesome.
The videographer just sent me the final edit today, so
How exciting.
it should be soon.
And what's your Instagram?
My Instagram is Brookes Ibala. That's my personal one. And then to see my styling work, I'm styling Brookie.
Thank you, Brookie.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.